What is happening, my YouTube family? It is your boy Zary, and we are back for the third part, right there, of the Panda video, breaking down the newest patch, and that is a lake lead. Okay, we have Lake, Hilda, Ember, Fow, and Uncle Ho, and you know, I'd like to thank everybody. I had the problems with the audio not going up. Just YouTube needs to get their crap together. But anyways, we're going to break it down. I've already ruined them to try to speed this video up. So we are going to start off like we did in the last one with the leadership. So let's get into that. What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Zary, and before we get into the video, I just want to remind everybody, if you're under level 15 and you want $10 worth of free stuff, go to your settings, go to use promo code, and type in XMG Gift. You do that, you'll get $10 worth of free stuff. It helps support the channel. So if you're under level 15, make sure you're using that promo code XMG Gift. Enjoy the video. So the leadership in this video is Lake, and unlike Kinley's leadership where you can kind of build around it, Lake you don't really have to do that with. All allied pandas gain 1,000 penetration, and if you're not sure what penetration does, it negates armor, all that stuff, so it's essentially adding damage, right? Each time when an allied panda counterattacks, he recovers health by 100% of the counterattack. Of the damage dealt, I'm sorry. Let's just take that out. So we're just getting allied pandas gain 1,000 penetration. That's all we're doing. So we are building like a nuke team. Very rarely put damage set on because that 1,000 penetration is going to help. So in this case, we're building the team based on their move kits. What's going to benefit them the most to get them the most damage, right? And before we started with Kinley, we are going to start with a different character this time around, other than the leadership. We are going to start with Ember. Ember is what is going to fuel this train and make it run. So let's take a look at her kit. She gains 1 inner fire stack for 3 turns at the end of her turn. All right, 20% chance to gain an additional stack for each living panda. We have her in a 5-party, so she's going to get 2. For any burning removed from the enemy or remained on a killed enemy, Ember gains 1 stack of inner fire for 3 turns. Each stack of inner fire increases her potency by 5%. Okay? So she's giving herself potency. So inner fire essentially is increasing her potency, right? So she can put that burning on. So the more potency she has, the more inner fire she does. Now, she used to dispel on this move, and she doesn't anymore, but she deals 280 magic damage, so we're seeing magic damage inflicts burning for 2 turns on all enemies without burning. So that is only 1 potency tenacity check. Okay, so you got to keep that in mind. Removes 9 inner fire stacks from Ember and deals an extra 25% magic damage for each inner fire stack removed. So it's up, that should say up to 9. So if you have 11 stacks of inner fire, you're going to be left with 2. Okay? So you can calculate that math too if you want. Spot on today. But what you can do here is you want to build up that inner fire, and this is only going to apply burning to those who don't have it. Okay? So there's that. Meteor deals 300 magic damage to an enemy, still has the stun for 1 turn, removes 3 inner fire stacks, so up to 3 from Ember, deals 50% magic damage, and removes 1 buff for each inner fire stack removed. So if they taunt, you put that on, you drop it down. If it's Tromgar and he has taunt and counter, it's going to take them both away, so that could help out. But it's not as effective as the AoE. And then on her basic, she deals 250 magic damage, removes 1 inner fire stack, and inflicts burning for 2 turns for each inner fire stack removed. So she's putting on burning on her basic. It's still going through potency tenacity checks, so we got to make sure that potency is up. but that inner fire is going to just keep increasing her potency and her potency. So this team is built around Ember here. It's completely built around her and what she does with that inner fire, because it amps up the burning placed on this team, right? So this is a burn team. We want burning all over the place on this team. So when we looked at her move kit, right, we want her to go all the time. We want her to go extremely fast. She goes fast, even if it's just her basic. She's getting out that burning. She's potentially giving the chance for that burning to go away, right? So she can get that inner fire. So I ruined her for speed and potency because I want her to be above 100% potency. I want that burn to stick every single time, right? So starting with the northern rune, I went with the damage primary, obviously, and I just looked for speed, survivability, damage, crit chance sprinkled in there, some potency sprinkled in there, damage, health, shield, speed hit for 11, and damage 19. Obviously, I went for the speed primary in the northeastern rune with health, potency, armor, and critical chance. Have to take the armor down here in the southern rune, or southeastern rune. So armor, shield, damage, speed, and health. Went for the crit chance rune in the southern rune. Health, armor, damage, speed. And then I went with the shield, because you could go health, it really doesn't matter here, just whatever gives you the best secondaries. Health, crit chance, potency, and speed. And then I went for the potency rune, because in the beginning she's not going to have that ember, or inner flame, so you want to make sure that burning's going to stick. Armor, damage, speed, armor. Okay, so let's see what it did to her stats here. We got her magic damage up to 3,500. Crit chance is over 33%, so we got that 1 in 3 shot essentially. Crit damage, 150 is fine. Health, 30,000. Physical armor, 38%. Magic armor, 47%. Shields at 31,000. So health and shield combo is over 60k, so she should stick around. Speed, 246. Potency, a little bit under 75%. And then tenacity, 47%. So she's getting 5% potency for each stack of inner flame. So we need 5 to pretty much put us at that 100% mark. So I'm happy with what we did with Ember. Going back to Lake, we read his leadership, right? So we understand that. His passive ability increases tenacity by 25% and an additional 5% for each living panda. So we're getting an extra 50%. And if Ember's on the battlefield, she receives the same buff. So she'll get another 50%. That's putting her tenacity over 100%. Could help us out. Lake gains an accuracy increase and debuff immunity for 2 turns. He recovers 30% health, so we're going to be focusing on health, especially in that southwestern rune. If Ember is on the battlefield, they both gain a damage increase for 2 turns. So we're seeing that penetration, we're seeing the damage increase, we're ramping things up without putting damage runes on. It's pretty nice, right? So then we go to Refreshing Stream. Deals 200% of magic damage to all enemies, removes all stacks of burning from them, deals an additional 40% damage, and removes 1 buff from each burning stack removed from that enemy. So we're seeing another kind of dispel. It's an AoE dispel, but if they don't have burning, you're not taking anything away, and that's what kind of annoys me about this whole thing. But it can still be beneficial. But what you got to remember is that's why we read Ember first. He's removing all the burnings. Say there's 6 burnings out there. He removes them all. Ember then gets 6 inner flames. So the combo is there. And then on the passive, deals 280 magic damage with a 70% chance of inflicting a damage or a tenacity decrease for 2 turns. Again, help you in applying that burn. So I did sprinkle in some potency on him. So when it came to runes, I want him, when he does that splash refreshing stream, right? I wanted that to just devastate people. So I went with crit damage, crit chance, looking for, again, speed. I want to make him as speedy as possible to not fall behind Ember, and that this spell can really help out as well. And I looked for health, damage, potency, survivability, crit chance in the secondaries. So starting with the Northern Rune, we went damage, shield, speed, and armor. We went obviously speed, damage, armor, tenacity, and health. Here we went for armor, potency, armor, speed, and damage. Then I went for the shield here with potency, speed, crit chance, and shield. Here I went for, and I want to say this, I forgot to say this. I have a shield because it has 8 speed. I went for the most speed I could get in his build. You could put a crit chance one here, a damage one here, but you want Lake to just Lake Ember as fast as you can possibly get them, essentially. It's a speed burn team, and you want them as fast as you can get them. So that's why I went with shield. I went health here, potency, shield, damage, and speed. And then I put potency here. And my potency is over 100% right now, because I want that tenacity down to stick on his basic. So I went with tenacity, shield, armor, and damage. No speed here, but I could sacrifice this, put in a damage, make sure there's speed on there. Health, more survivability. But let's take a look at his stats. We got his magic damage up to 3283. Now remember, he's going to put that damage increase on himself. We got his crit chance right under 33%. We got his health to 32,000. Physical armor is at 37%. Magic armor is at 38%. Shield is at 2,600. So health and shield combination, we are sitting right around 9K. So almost 60. Speed, 216. Potency, 105. And then tenacity, 48%. Now remember, he's giving himself an extra 50% tenacity from his passive ability. So he's going to be right around 100% too. So we got him set up pretty good. Now we're going to talk about Hilda. Hilda is just the meat shield for this party. You get the taunt up and everyone burns them down. Looking at her move kit, she gives herself and increases her maximum shield size by 15,000. So there's nothing you do there. It just goes up by 15,000. Woohoo. Gains taunt for 2 turns and decreases all enemies' turn meter by 20%. So you want a little bit of potency in there, because that still goes through a potency tenacity check. If Snorri is an ally, both gain damage increase for 2 turns. Snorri's not here, so get rid of that. So we've seen potency so far. A little bit, don't need a whole hell of a lot. Deals 340 physical damage to an enemy, gains an armor increase and a tenacity increase for 2 turns, increasing her survivability. And then she deals 210 physical damage to an enemy and gains a shield equal to the damage dealt. So when I was messing around with her, I tried putting potency on there, I tried putting damage on there, I tried all these different things to try to have her help out in the damage area. You really don't want any of that. Just make her tanky. Just make her tanky and hope for the best. If she gets the potency and the decreased turn meter, great. Just make her tanky. I went with 2 health sets and a tenacity set on her, and I'm just looking for straight survivability and speed, because I don't want her to fall behind the other team because they're so fast built. You want her to have a little more speed than your average tank. So I went damage, shield, tenacity, health, crit chance. Here I went for speed with tenacity, health, armor, and health. Armor, crit chance, speed, shield, and shield. Here I went with health, armor, damage, armor, and speed. Then I went for shield, crit chance, shield, potency, and speed. And then I went for armor, speed, potency, shield, and health. So I just made her extremely beefy because she doesn't really need a lot in her move kit. She just needs to stay alive and keep everybody else up while they nuke people down. For her overall stats, physical damage 3,200, whatever. Crit chance 30%, great. Health 44,000. Physical armor 35%. She has some god-awful low physical armor for a tank, so she can be shredded by like an orc team, for instance. So we got to keep that in mind. Magic armor, though, is at 42%. Shield is at 26,000. But then she's going to give herself 15,000 on top of that. So we're looking at 41,000. She's going to be right around 58k. But then I got her speed up to 176. Potency, I just left alone, and I got her tenacity almost at 50%. So let's just see how she does. Uncle Ho. You know, I talked about Uncle Ho in the new series, but if you did miss the Uncle Ho new series, he has a 60% chance of inflicting daze or burning on 3 random enemies for 2 turns after using a skill. So you need potency on him. He inflicts an accuracy decrease, so again we see potency, and then he applies a critical damage increase to all allies. And then he applies a crit chance increase to all allied pandas for 2 turns. Restores 1 turn to each of Hilda's abilities, so that helps the cooldown on that taunting mechanism so she can just keep it up. But we're seeing what's really important here is the accuracy decrease, whatever. But the crit damage increase and the crit chance increase is just amping up this burn damage. It's pretty nice. And then his basic ability decreases the dazed or burning target's turn meter by 20% with a 250 damage. So again, we just want him to go fast. We want the potency there, so he's decreasing the turn meter, applying that burning and dazed. So that is what we want from him. So I went with a speed potency set. Damage, shield, potency, speed, and health. I went with speed, armor, damage, potency, and armor. Armor, damage, speed, health, and health. Health, speed, crit chance, damage, and armor. Again, you're just looking here for the best speed secondary you can get. Doesn't matter if it's armor, doesn't matter if it's damage or crit chance or whatever. Just get the best speed on him you can get on him. Shield, armor, potency, and shield and speed. That double shield screwed me up for a minute. And then I obviously went potency here with shield, speed, health, and armor. So looking at his stats, we got his physical damage to 3,200. Okay. Crit chance 35%. We'll take it because that's not what we're the point of this build. Health 27, almost 2,800. 29,000 on the shield. So we are above that 50k threshold, and his physical armor is low at 35%, magic armor 38%, speed 234 though, so that's beautiful. He's going to pop those fireworks, he's going to put on the crit damage, crit chance increase, and you're going to do your thing. Tenacity 39%, it is what it is. So Uncle Ho, speed. Last but not least, we have Fow. Alright, going over Fow's move kit here. Increases physical damage by 30%, so that takes us away from having to put a damage set on her. Critical hits inflict burning for 1 turn if there is a living allied panda mage. So we have 2 mages. We have Ember and we have Lake. So we want to get that burning up. So she needs potency and she needs critical hits, right? Her grace ability we all know, but now we gain a cheat death, increasing her survivability. Here we have the random AoE. Critical hit to this ability decreases the target's turn meter by 20%. So again, we see critical chance. And then here deals 250 physical damage to an enemy. Fow recovers 20% of her turn meter. If this ability lands a critical hit, she recovers another 20%. So additional 40% to her could be big. And she's putting on all these burnings. So I went a whole crit damage or critical chance set. We're looking for speeds and secondaries. Again, anytime she attacks, we want to get that dodge increase up. So speed, crit chance. That's all I looked for on her. Pretty easy. So I went with damage, speed, crit chance, shield, armor. Here we have speed, damage, tenacity, crit chance, potency. Armor, damage, crit chance, damage, and speed. Obviously crit chance here with speed, potency, damage, and armor. Then I went with health, tenacity, potency, damage, and speed in the southwestern rune. Just take whatever you can get speed-wise. And then I obviously went potency here with speed, health, armor, and damage. Looking over her stats, we got her physical damage to 3,500, but that's okay. She's there to put more burning on, to help Lake nuke people, and Ember get the inner fire. Crit chance, 71%, so pretty happy with that. Health, this is where it sucks. 22,000, 19,000 shield. She is a wet noodle. That is why Hilda needs to be as tanky as freaking possible. And look at the armors. Terrible. 30%, 28%, speed 200, potency 58%, and then tenacity 29%. She is kind of like the weak link, but she is there primarily pretty much as support, trying to get out as much burning as we possibly can. So we're going to take them into the first stage like we did last time of the Z Nihao blah 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 event and see how they play. Alright, so we're loading it up. We got our lake lead. We're going to put in Uncle Ho, Hilda, Fow, and Ember. And again, no artifacts on any of these characters, just simply gear 11 plus and runes 3-dot blues. And we're going to see how this plays out. Taking on the Pride team again, so you can kind of see the difference. Now, here we go. We have Ember. We are going to go for... Let's go for Boris first. No burning. Now we're going to put out our fireworks. So we got the crit damage up. Here, we're going to start with Lake's Water Off a Duck's Bill. So we get the accuracy increase, debuff immunity, we're recovering health, and we're getting the damage increase to him and Ember. Got the damage increase. We have Inner Fire times 2 stacks now. We're going to put up our Grace ability to get that dodge up. She gains the Cheat Death. Now we're going to taunt with Hilda. Decrease the turn meter. Beautiful thing. Now here, we're going to go for the stun on Salvador. 22,000 on a non-crit, and he was stunned, so that saves us from getting that taunt up or that steel shell. Right? So here, this is the one that penetrates the shield. Physical damage, the attack cannot be dodged. Half of the damage of this attack penetrates the shield. And then we have the decreases dazed or burning target's turn meter. So the only dazed or burning target we have currently is Salvador, and I'm not worried about him. So we're going to go after Boris with our second ability, putting shield back on Hilda. Now we're going to come through with Lake on a basic. Got the tenacity increase. Now we're going to use Fow's second ability and see if we get any burning put up. Burning, burning, burning. 2 burning stacks. Beautiful. Now, here's Hilda. We're going to get that armor and tenacity increase for 2 turns just because we want her to survive longer. Alright, so here we go. We have... It can take all the burning stacks up to 9, but we're going to hold on to that one for now because I want to try to build it up and see what we can do. So, here we go. Up to 4 burning stacks. Okay, so burning our target... We're going to try to reduce their turn meter, and we're going to come back. Salvador's got counter, so he has a dodge. Let's go to Hera here. Well, let's try Roxy. Turn meter decreased by 20%. Now, if we went through and used this, it's going to remove all that stack of burning. So right now, we currently have 1, 2, 5 stacks. So he's going to do an additional 40% for each stack removed. So let's see the damage on this bad boy. 36,000 on Roxy. Then we come through and see if we can put some more burning on Roxy. Got some turn meter back to Fow. He put up the steel shell, whatever. Alright, so now she has 6 stacks of Inner Flame. And what we are going to do is we are going to use this move and see what we can do. Just KO'd 3 of them. And she has 6 stacks because that's how many was left. Hilda should lose her taunt, so we probably could be in trouble. Let's put up our crit chance and crit damage increase. See if we can reduce some turn meter. Nah, he dodged. Of course he dodged. Get that tenacity down. Nope. So here, what we are going to do is we are going to try the Dispel. Oh, he doesn't have... Removes 3 stacks of Inner Fire. So we should be able to dispel 3 of those stacks. Hopefully it's not feathers. Got rid of that. See, look at that. We took off a feather, we took off his counter, and we took off steel shell. He does have no debuffs can be applied, so that's fine. So here we're going to try to put some shield back to Hilda. Okay. He's going to put on his taunt. That's fine. We're going to get our taunt back up on Hilda. Decrease the turn meter. Get our dodge back up. We got to worry about Revol's AoE, but we should be okay. Here, water off a duck's bill. Let's get that back up. He's immune, so we're kind of SOL there. Now, we only have one stack of burning up, so we're just going to continue, maybe bring down... Oh, he's got that buff. Alright, let's go for the AoE. Burning onto him. See if we can get Salvador out of here. 13k, not bad. Let's get Salvador out of there. And try to finish this off with a turn meter reduction and a big hit. 10,000 non-crit. So that's how that team works. You just try to crank the speed on everybody and you hope for the best. So we're going to do one more and I'm going to speed it up so you can kind of see. I believe the next stage of this is a demon fight, so it should be a little bit harder than that pride fight. Some more AoEs, got some magic damage dealers in there. This team is actually a lot of fun to play with, but we're still missing a pretty solid lead. There's things that could be changed, you know, as far as a little minor tweaks with the move kit, but man, this is a super fun team to play. Yeah, we got Shadar, magic dealer, turn meter manipulation. Yeah, we got some stuff to worry about here. So let's start with Mega Wheel. Get that inner fire up. Let's get our crit damage, crit chance up. Decreasing their accuracy. Let's get our damage increase. Oh, let's bump this up to 3. Get our dodge up. Get our taunt up. Decrease turn meter. Okay, he's got his taunt. We're going to try to remove that. And we stunned him. Perfect. And he missed. So now we are going to go after Cairo with some turn meter reduction, possibly. Get that tenacity. Boom. Turn meter him down, and Cairo's out of there. Now we have 1, 2, 3 stacks up, so we are not going to go for that. We're going to try to put more stacks on. Decrease the turn meter. Get some of that tenacity decrease. Non-crit, of course, non-crit. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 4. We have 5 and 5 stacks of inner burning. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to drop this down to 1. 17k on the tank. He picks up that, but we're going to try to dispel that. See if we can get Mega Wheel out of here. Get that back up to 3. Put up our buffs. Now we only have 1, 2. We have 3 stacks of burning and 3 stacks of inner fire. So let's take this down and see what he can do. Not bad. He could use some crit rate to kind of bump up his damage, but we lose some speed. Let's get Mega Wheel out of there. Now we're going to try to take off this debuff immunity with the inner fire. Okay. Get Hilda back some shield. AoE. Dunzo. See what I'm saying? That is pretty interesting. Get our taunt back up with Hilda. Get our damage increase up and debuff immunity. We are going to go for buff. Okay, we got a burning on him. Get our dodges back up. He's out. 20,000. Let's go for Puncher Face next. Got a burning up. Put that back up on everybody. We got some burning. So right now we have 1, 2, we have 3 burnings, 4 burnings. But look at that stack of inner flame just building up. Let's try to decrease turn meter. And let's go for the stun. Got the stun. We dropped down her inner flame, but that's okay. Put some shield back on Hilda. We got to get that taunt back up. Alright, so we have 5 stacks now. And 7 stacks of inner flame. So let's see what we can do here. 33,000. Now let's go here. 31,000. This team's got potential. It's an offensive juggernaut. If you could do it. And I'm only using blue dot runes with 0 artifacts. So we can keep going if you're interested. This video is probably just going to be as long as the other one. So this team is so fast. The cooldowns really don't matter because you're cycling through them constantly. So here we go. Fighting a Panda team. This one's going to be interesting. We're going to try to get Lake out of there. Let's get this up to 3. So we just buff the hell out of our team. Get our dodge. We need that taunt up. He does have a dodge increase. We're going to see. Didn't take down taunt. That's okay. Get that burning up. Tenacity. 34,000. He's got the debuff immunity. It's alright. No stacks of burning, so we're going to save that. He's out. So she's got us with some burning. Rin's got counter. Let's go with Patriarchy. Go for an AoE. $20,000. 2 stacks of burning. He's got his crit chance and crit damage up. Not as much as I wanted it to be. Let's stun Ember. Get our dodge up. Yeah, we lost Uncle Ho. That is okay. There goes Ember. And there goes Rin. But you can see as they start to attack, melee damage particularly is where we're going to start being a little bit screwed. And debuff heavy teams, we're going to be screwed. We're going to try this stage 4. I doubt they're going to be able to do it, but we're going to try it. I had a dog hair on my lap. So we got 10 teams. We should be able to stack up some good inner fires here. Let's take this up to 4. Dodge. Alright. We really want to get more Doom out of there. We only got 1 stack of burning. Buffs out of there. Let's go after more Doom. She has 8 stacks. This will reduce 9. So let's see what we can do. Not too shabby at all. Put some shield back onto Hilda. Get our buffs back up. And Kyra's out of there. Now we go to Gobos. This is going to be tough because they are physical damage dealers. She puts on burning. We're going to save that for a taunt. Get our dodges back up. Oh, man. restore Hilda's abilities, get our taunt back up. Gonna try to get that taunt off of Adam. 1 stack of burning, that's it. So let's go for Amara. There's that physical damage. We have 6 stacks. Okay. 2 stacks of burning. No, let's get our crit chance and everything back up. See if he's got debuff immunity. I should have went for somebody else. See? Boom. Physical damage. Oh my god, that physical damage is rough. But we should have this. Because of that huge AoE from Lake. Just got by. But you can see in that battle how that physical damage can slaughter this team. So there it is, my YouTube family. Lake's speed burn team. It can nuke. For sure. But you need Uncle Ho. There's definitely improvements to be made. As far as Lake's leadership, I'd like to see some synergy between Uncle Ho and Hilda. Hilda needs to be more beefy, and it would benefit if one of them possibly gave a heal back, or if Lake's lead, you know, for each stack of burning, they recovered X amount of health back or shield back or something on the battlefield. That would be cool in his lead. So that is something I'd definitely like to see, but this team can nuke, and you just build them fast, fast, and fast, and you should be all right. So that's what I got for everybody today. If you're just finding me for the first time, you like what you're seeing, click that subscribe button, turn on notifications, blah, blah, blah. For all my XMG family members out there, you know I love you. See you in the next one. I'm out.